I'm very happy to be in Romania today. I want to thank you for the invitation to speak to you. I have a message today that I think the whole world needs to hear. And that is how to learn how to live the human experience masterfully and fully. I call it a human experience because we are not just physical beings as we are told. Listen to these words. We are not just physical beings as we've been told. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. What does a spiritual being mean? It means, as we are told by ancient cultures, that we are not matter, but we are consciousness. And in the modern physics of today, we are learning a lot about the observer. We are learning a lot about that conscious being that is inside, that is observing an entire human experience. Are you ready for this? Are you ready to take a step to know who you are? A consciousness being in a human experience. Today, I take you on a journey in the inner world that you may begin to be aware that you're much more than a physical being.
Master Shri Vasudeva, we are profoundly honored that you are here, and we are much, much more than we think we are. How do you think, how do you feel, how do you wish to begin our program?
Thank you very much, Professor. As I defined it earlier, we are spiritual beings in a human experience. I think it's extremely important to understand the concept of what a spiritual being is. Education, as we know it, informs us that we are physical beings, that we are made of matter. And if we are to accept that, then we are doomed to die and to age and to have disease. Do we really feel that deep in our hearts that we are just physical beings that are wasting away and who will eventually die? So, I'm excited about a new field, the quantum field, that redefines all of human existence as an energy experience and as an energy phenomenon. But underlying energy, there is another substratum, the source of energy. It's a conscious universe. It's a conscious universe. Behind the energy, there is something else. Today, we are learning from the quantum thinking that everything is about energy. And it's a conscious universe. We need to give attention to the observer. Ancient cultures told us a lot about this. It's nothing new. The quantum idea is nothing new. So there's a lot of excitement in my being because I made a journey in my early life, in my 20s. I made a journey into the inner space. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I had a quantum experience in the inner space, far before I could even appreciate the word quantum.
far before.
And when I have the background of an engineer, so when I got involved in the education process to become a professional person, and I came into the quantum thinking, I'm thinking, this is what I learned. This is what I knew. Today, what I'm sharing with you, with everyone, is how can we observe the human experience differently, that we may relate differently. I do believe that if we understand who we really are at a deeper level, at a consciousness level, we can transform the way we think. We can transform our identity. We can learn to live masterfully from that space. And we can participate in co-creating a better world.
It is beautiful. This is the root of all education, and I think we hardly need. Fortunately, tonight we're going to have a conference in Spirit University, and you will have conference in Romania from for tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. And we are grateful for this. Your message, your energy, it's the essence of all education, and your epic life and activity, it's remarkable, and we hardly need it in Romania. Before continuing with this energy, fantastic energy, allowed me, Venerable Master Sri Vasudeva, to present our guests. Maybe I don't know with so beautiful beings. With whom shall I start?
I think you should start with Diane, Dr. Raluca Kostaki. Since we have met, she has shown herself to be remarkably open to new thinking, and I think it shows up in her profession and her personal life. And she's become the president of our organization in Romania.
Blue Star organization, so we have blue light here in order to honor the Blue Star. Yeah, there are, back in 1993, you founded this remarkable organization, and it becomes a worldwide phenomena, and it's growing, and you see here we are deeply in the Blue Star, and thank you. Master Sri Vasudeva, shall we continue? With
yes, and last year I had the opportunity to visit India.
Yes.
And on invitation to the organization of Dr. Dinesh Khatri and his family. He is an Ayurvedic specialist, and also he is the founder and director, managing director of this beautiful non-profit organization. And as he would have told me that he got his doctorate in yoga and management.
Yoga and management. Remarkable connections. I never heard since now. Yoga and management, Dr. Dinesh.
What I want to say is that he has a dream of combining not just the Ayurvedic medicine, but also the best of the allopathic medicine. And he is very committed to the social work in India. And so in meeting him and his family, I thought, this is the message that we need to have. And as he will speak later on, the science of Ayurveda itself opens up itself to the all of medicine.
All of medicine.
And as he will say himself too, it means it's the science of life.
Science of life.
So it's a joy to have him today. He's visiting because I'm in Romania. And it's a joy to have him on the program, I would say.
Thank you, Doctor. Your beautiful work and unifying the East and West in medicine. And this is a rare effort. Thank you. Yes, Master Sri Vasudeva, and we also have a special guest here.
Yeah, Dr. Mircea Nitsa is a very dear friend of mine. I think from the first time I came to Romania, he's been fascinated by my scientific thinking and combining ancient wisdom with modern science. And since then we've become even dearer friends, and he's been studying and learning from my teachings, and every time I come I see more and more passion for it. So it's a joy to have him on this program today together with me. He's like a brother, a very dear friend, a colleague, and someone who is passionate about co-creating a better world. And I like that his fine mind that he has, and that he's very open to ancient wisdom with his modern and scientific mind. And also he's an engineer like myself. So I'm very happy to have him.
Thank you, Professor Nitze, for being here. Master Shri Vasudeva, you're scientific, you are an engineering, and it's very difficult to translate the science into spirituality and spirituality into science. And this is a remarkable effort, as I said, and allowed me to offer you a diploma for the entire activity. It is a diploma signed by two associations from Romania who activate in the field of psychology. It is the Counseling and Psychoanalytic Psychotherapy Association from Bucharest, and also the Romanian Association from Transpersonal Psychology. Thank you very much, and this is a little sign of appreciation about your beautiful work.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you, thank you. So in fact it came from the scientific world, psychology. Yes. You are offering support also in systemic therapy, systemic holistic therapy. How can we continue our discussion? We have so many things to discuss, and the time is limited. So
yeah. Okay. So, if I may continue.
Yes, please.
My own story, because I want to speak about living masterfully the human experience.
Yeah.
And I want to say that we are multidimensional beings, and in our everyday experience as multidimensional beings, we need to be attentive to every level of energy that we experience.
Yes.
And every level of interaction with our world. And when we live in conflict in the inner space, and when we live with vulnerability in the inner space at different levels, we cannot live masterfully. For example, if your mind is out of control, you have no control over your thoughts. Then when negative thoughts come, you are having a depressing experience. When positive thoughts come, you are having an uplifting experience. Then are we going to live in this vulnerable way of experiencing one day happiness, one day sadness? And same with emotions. The emotion is a whole other level of experience. Apart from the mind. We are emotional beings. We operate with feelings, sadness, joy, not just thinking the thoughts, but the feelings, the deeper feelings. And these feelings go deep within our psyche, and can undermine our health, and can undermine our thinking as well. So we need to understand the nature of emotions, and how to be more appropriate with them in our relationships, and how to boost ourselves with the most positive emotions. For example, when we speak about being love and compassionate, it uplifts our entire being. And so emotional intelligence is becoming extremely important in our medical world today, in our leadership world, in our therapeutic world. And that has been a part of the ancient wisdom that you will find in yoga or in the Eastern sciences of the Qi sciences or the Taoist tradition. You'll find that the emotional part of us is spoken about, given importance, and we learn from special techniques how to manage the emotions more fully.
How to manage without repressing or splitting them.
Yeah. And then in the human experience, we need to learn how to root ourselves in the physical experience masterfully. So not just mental being or just emotional being, but actual physical and vital being. So we are really mental beings, emotional beings, physical beings, having a spiritual experience. And then in the way of relating to the world, we are having a social experience with each other, with the environment. So to really live the human experience masterfully and fully, we need to be aware of all these levels, how important they all are, and how to learn or to get the tools to live the human experience masterfully. So for example, in my conversation with you now, I want to have the most positive thoughts. I want to have the most uplifting emotions. And I want to be vital, so when you look at me, you can see vitality, you can see uplifting emotions, you can hear positive thoughts, and then we create a wonderful social connection. And by extension, if we offer that to our world, that makes for a better world, and also for healing our planet.
If a depressed or angry human being is looking to this program and asking himself, what shall I do? With what landmark I have to begin in order to change my life? Venerable Master, what will be the answer?
Yeah. Thank you, Professor. But my first thinking is that you need to accept that it is there in the human experience. So along with the light or the uplifting experiences, we need to also appreciate the darkness. It exists. So we should not deny it or repress it, but to think, what is this experience doing to me? What is anger doing to me? What is loneliness doing to me? What are the negative thoughts doing to me? And when we begin to really observe objectively what these things are doing to us, then we would realize that I don't like this. So to be able to see everything as an experience in my being, in my consciousness, then I can really decide, do I really want this? And when I make such a decision, I need to ask myself, I need to be open, ask myself, is there more in the human experience than just this? And that opens my mind to a lot of new ideas and thinking creatively.
To open, to have courage to be open, because usually I feel we are feeling frightened and we are trying to control and to remain in the same areas of our life, not to open. I learned today these keywords, to open, and not to descend my mind in the heart, but to open up. Like a flower blossoming.
Yes, so I may suggest that these people, my friends here, they are really, they have expertise in different areas that also can speak to what I'm saying. So I think it would be a joy to include them in our conversation.
Of course. Do you wish to begin with Dr. Dinesh, maybe? Or please?
In continuation of the angerness, the human body research in the Ayurveda says when you are angry, you secrete the toxins in your body which can kill the 80 elephants at a time. And on the other hand, when we meditate, we can do the kindness, we can uplift the humankind, the mankind, we can serve the society. This is the difference between the angerness and the love. This is our body, human body, which is made to benign, to make the kindness for all the society.
So angerness equal toxicity. And acidity in our body.
Yeah,
and this
toxins in our body. You say the poison in our body is created from the angerness. When you become the anger, the lot of poison is accumulated in your body, and the power of that poison is that you can kill the 80 elephants at a time.
Yes.
On the other hand, when we meditate for the society, we meditate for this living beings. We can make the kindness, we can help the society with our meditation. This is the philosophy of the yoga also. And
sorry for interrupting you. There are people who grow in a toxic environments.
Yes.
I mean, with negative emotions,
Yes,
and
negative
they are
emotions.
repeating. In fact,
Yes, yes.
it's so difficult sometimes
Yes.
to change that.
Yes.
But what I would like to add is Dr. Khatri is speaking about using meditation
Yes.
to sort of be able to deal with the toxicity
To
of the
deal,
negative.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then the question comes, what is meditation?
Meditation.
Oh.
Yes.
Because for some it might mean sitting, closing the eyes, shutting off from everything and going inside. But that can be a very disturbing experience for those who may not know what is inside. Because there are a lot of negative thoughts inside, a lot of negative emotions inside. So just to define in a modern sense what meditation is, it is the art of centering in the most beautiful part of you, the most divine part of you, the most uplifting part of you, with eyes open or eyes closed. The reason why we begin meditation with closing the eyes or going within is so that we can shut off from the world that challenges us. And we go inside with a technique. Sometimes the breath is used, or sometimes a prayer is used, or an affirmation is used. But it's only a tool for centering, bringing ourselves back to our source, to our true self. And the moment we do that, we'll begin to feel more at peace with the world, more in harmony with the world. But ultimately, meditation means being in harmony with everything.
With everything.
Everything.
Even with the sadness.
Even with the sadness, to be able to accept the sadness and say, I choose differently. There's sadness in me, I can see it, but I want to choose differently. I accept that it is there, but I want to go for the happiness, because I can see that when I'm happy, I'm having a better experience.
To accept even cancer or a disease who trouble us so much, and we are so feel fear.
All right, but let's say the advent of cancer in the body should sort of inform us that maybe we have done something wrong.
Yes.
Maybe there is some imbalance in us. So I think all disease stem from some sort of imbalance within. And we need, so disease can actually be a blessing in disguise to make us more aware of the things we shouldn't do. And pain, I always believe, is a signal telling us that we're going the wrong way. But I'm sure that the medical doctors will say more.
Please, Dr. Olgakustake. So the illness, it is a blessing in disguise. A beautiful formula.
Yes. Thank you, Professor Georgescu, allowed me to participate in our talk. I will speak in Romanian for our viewers. Yes? Or you
No, you
prefer?
may continue maybe in English.
Oh,
please.
okay, I will continue in English. So, thank you, Master Vasudeva, allow me to be here with you and all the distinguished guests. So, from my point of view, illness, as Master Sri Vasudeva said, is just a bell ringing you that something is not going wrong. You are not on the right way, and you must stop in this point of your life and come back inside. Come back and find yourself, because all our tools are with us, are inside of us, are part of our soul experience and our body. Our body has all the necessary things to heal itself. And speaking from the quantum point of view, this is really happening right now, right in this moment. You must only find out how to tune yourself to this immense power of your spirit and with your soul. So medicine, it's an art. It's an art of your soul healing itself. It's part of your human experience. So you must enjoy it fully.
Thank you. So the disease is a waking bell.
But if I may say something, I love what you said about you just need to tune in to that space inside, or energy inside, that can bring in the healing. I think that is fantastic. That means that it exists there. There's a space inside where we have a continuous wellspring of wellness, So that's exciting because that's the quantum idea, that it's somewhere deep inside of me, at the very source of being, there is no disease, no imbalance at all. And if I can tune myself to that, then I can bring that wonderful energy into the space. And here's the doctor and quantum thinking.
Yes, Doctor.
Professor Nietzsche.
Is a remarkable, so inexhaustible source of
Absolutely,
wellness,
absolutely, absolutely.
The doctor is inside us with capital D, isn't it, Professor Nietzsche? Thank you for being here. It is not for the first time. I'm very happy to be here. So, what do you feel about all those ideas, precious ideas?
Yes, thank you very much that I'm here. You see, quantum physics, it's fantastic because of the last development of the physics. Nowadays we can say that the physicians and the scientist world, they succeeded to discover what our old ancient cultures already knew it. So from here we should start. And I have to thank you to all the distinguished guests because we can speak about external balancing and inner side balancing. And the game is very interesting from the point of view of the quantum because both of these types of equilibrium are mixed at the same time. But for understanding, it's better to speak first of all about external behavior, external equilibrium, and inner side equilibrium. So external, outside, we are working daily, we are going to our jobs, we are thinking, we are feeling our emotions. So this means that we are focused on the external activity. We are trying to be very much adaptive from the energetical point of view. We are trying to be adaptive to the situations we experience daily, even during the night. But when we are going inner side, here outside we can be balanced or imbalanced. When we are going inner side, we can see something very, very interesting. What Mr. Doctor said, and also our distinguished guest, when we are going inner side in our sacred space, here all the time we can improve and we can stay more in our inner side balance. So slowly, of course there are lots of techniques and lots of tools to discover this. From the quantum physics, both of equilibrium, they are mixed at the same time, in the same time and space, but suddenly we can transcend the time and the space, even the context that we can survive. So that we are experiencing. Because from the point of view of the quantum, we are not only particle, we are also a wave of energy. When we are thinking, this means that we emit wave of energies. But please.
Yeah, no. I become excited about not just the emission of energies,
Yes.
but the source.
Yes.
And the reason why, as you all were thinking, I'm thinking that what makes this human experience beautiful? What makes it delightful? And it has to be that there is something inside of us that is immortal, that contains everything, that has everything, that can bring everything that is beautiful to fore. And if I'm living this human experience, I need to know that. In fact, on my own journey, as a young man of 20, I became so obsessed about mastering my mind. Why can't I have the most uplifting consciousness in every moment? So I became so excited about that. And why can't I live in the fullness of love in every moment? And why can't I feel like my connection to my creator, whoever that is? I need to have these. So I became excited about a different source. And we are speaking with excitement about what kind of waves we can create, the quantum waves, which is, of course is non-physical. But my excitement in this whole conversation and in life itself is identifying who I am and actually feeling that as a real experience in daily life. And I'm thinking, those who are listening, how will they relate to this conversation in terms of how can I understand this conversation? And for me, the excitement of the conversation is speaking about a different reality that exists now. For example, even in the conversation or in everyday life, in everything we do, if we can go to a place where we are more conscious of the wholeness of the experience, and no matter what the challenge is, anger, hate, negativity, if we can tell ourselves in that particular moment that there exists another place inside of me where that is perfectly calm, perfectly healthy, perfectly loving, if I can appreciate that space inside of me that is different, then I can redefine me. I can redefine me. Then I don't have a thing that I'm going to die, that a sickness is me. It exists in my experience. But at the source of my being, at the source of my mind, at the source of my emotional being, at the source of my physical experience, that I can manage this disease differently. So the pivotal question is, who am I? If there's a source within me of infinite being or infinite consciousness or infinite energy, then how can I go there? So am I that? Am I that? And then how can I make that jump? How can I shift the consciousness, as the Dr. Uluka was saying? How do I tune in this consciousness that I have now into something higher?
Yes.
And that is the promise of the new science or the Ayurveda or the yoga or the chi. That is the promise, to come into a higher consciousness, that we may appreciate the human experience in a different way, and that we have an armory of tools to deal with the human experience differently. That has been the excitement of my whole life. Learning to live differently to what I see around me.
To learn to live different, yes. And allow me to say who you are. You are an angel among us, and Carmen Ene dedicate this beautiful painting to you called Angels Among Us. And allowed me now to offer you the book when we are fortunate that you are in this book and in the project Walk the Talk in Education. So a project when we try to see better, to be conscious of the perennial values which are the core of the education. And this project belongs to Spew Hyatt University, and it is an honor, Venerable Master Shri Vasudeva, to offer you also this book. Please, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Inexhaustible source of healing, opening our heart and
Redefining
ourselves. And you have two doctors here, in fact who are holistic doctors, and we are trying to bring the mainstream science of medical science into the field of traditional medicine, isn't it, doctors? Shall we give us another taste of your work?
Yes. We were discussing about the imbalance in our body. Ayurveda, which is the science, oldest science, 5,000 years ago, invented by the rishis, monks in the Himalaya. It is not man-made, it is created by the intellectual mind. This science written in the Vedas, the sacred books of the India, 4 Rigved, Samved, Yajurved and Ayurved. So we measure the imbalances in our body by the 3 the Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Everybody, human body consists of these 3 levels in our body, which become imbalanced. It creates the disease in our body. How we make to balance all these doshas? We have been given the daily routine through which we can make our doshas in balance. You have to follow the right practice of the food.
Yeah.
Until or unless we are not righteous for our yam and niyam, as we say in the yoga, we do not follow our diet, we do not follow our character, we do not follow our daily regime, then there will be no effect of the yoga and meditation in our body. So first we have to follow the yam, niyam and asanas. In the same way, Ayurveda also says that you have to follow the 8 principles or 8 daily routine which you have to follow for your healthy life. You have to wake up early before sunrise, you have to drink the hot water, you have to make the gargles with the hot water. So the toxins which had been accumulated in your body should come out, your colon and your bladder should be cleaned. Then you have to do the little massage in your body, you have to take the bath, you have to do the meditation, then you have to take the warm food. These are all the basic principles.
So we have to change the style
of the life.
Our life.
And we were asking about the cancer also. In Indian mythology, when we go for the worship, we put the basil, holy basil in the water. And after puja, we take the holy basil morning and evening. It is very good source of immunology. It prevents the cancer. I say you in the research that a person suffering from the initial stage in the cancer, if he take the 10 basil leaves with the honey regularly, the early stage of the cancer is prevented. And all the major disease which we can measure through our doshas, we can detect the, and with the combination of the allopathic and the Ayurveda medicines, with, if there is a tumor in your body, and we detect this tumor is in your body and it has to be removed, we certainly recommend the patient to go to the allopathic clinic and remove it.
Yes.
And then for the prevention, you come again to the Ayurveda and we will prevent you, and this will not happen again in your body. So this is the science of life.
The science of life.
This deals with the metaphysics and physics, health and preventions, pain and sorrow.
Beautiful perspective. Master Vasudeva, we only have 20 minutes. Maybe this is the right moment for the special...
But just before we go, I just want to comment on what he's saying from a scientific point of view.
Yes.
Because it's ancient wisdom. And then he's speaking about Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So, which is what we don't see in the allopathic science. It says that there are 3 qualities in all of nature, not just the human being, and they feature in the human body too. Vata is the quality of movement, lightness. Pitta is fire, transformative power, and Kapha is structure, solid. So we have these 3 qualities in all of nature operating and into the body as well. And the way we treat with a disease should be understanding these 3 different qualities, because they affect the performance of the human body. And then depending on how we are in terms of these qualities, and we all have them in different measures and combination. So if, depending on who we are individually, they would recommend a different formulas for each one of us, depending on our constitution. So which makes it exciting and particular. So that gives a lot to the strength of the ancient wisdom that is associated with it. But he was speaking a little bit about the rhythm of the day.
Yes.
It's called Dinacharya in the Ayurveda. And in that 24 hours it says that the Vata, Pitta and Kapha have different periods. And we should do different things during those periods. So if we look at it very carefully, we'll see a structure of how to live our day biologically, staying with the biological rhythm of the day, which I find to be extremely exciting.
It's very, very important. Yes, do you think,
I think we should bring Dr. Saroj on.
Yes, please.
But I just want to describe what she's going to do.
Maybe we can invite the doctor here, and maybe you Master, as you done with the other guests, to present her a little bit, please. Yes, please, doctor.
And
please, yes. And
we have with us Dr. Saroj Sharma Khatri, and she's a professional having a PhD in yoga and dance, a unique combination.
Yoga and dance,
yoga
PhD.
And dance. And what is amazing about her, she has used the dance as therapy. Now, Indian dance is fascinating, and she's an expert in the Indian dance. And we're going to see that in the performance, which you're allowing now. It's a great joy.
Thank you. So shall we listen also to the music and to begin? Yes, thank you. The music, please.
Mantra Ashtakam, that was the music,
Yes.
is 8 verses, special song with 8 verses that are dedicated to the sweetness of the divine, the sweetness of the divine. So in this case, it refers to the Krishna that is in the ancient legends. And the Krishna represents that divine consciousness that transcends everything. And it's saying that every manifestation of that divine consciousness in the human experience is sweet.
It's sweet.
The voice is sweet, the look is sweet, the touch is sweet. Everything is sweet. So it's saying that the Krishna in this case, everything that the Krishna does is sweet. But if we were to take that in a personal sense, when we come into a divine space, when we own that divinity, when we come into that space when nothing can touch us because it's the divine that we are expressing, then everything about it is sweet.
It's sweet.
Our smile will be sweet, our words will be sweet, our look will be sweet, our touch will be sweet, everything will be sweet. And then we'll be singing the song with every gesture, like Dr. Sarosh did.
It's fantastic. Everything is sweet, and we became the hero with 1,000 faces by Joseph Campbell, a book offered by Herald Publishing House to Blue Star Romania. So it will be a sweet hero with 1,000 faces. Yes, and without making diabetes, isn't it, Dr. Kostaki? We only have 8 minutes, so a quick word about
About diabetes? No, about the sweetness of Krishna, of course. Well, I just want to say that the doctor is inside of us also. If in this human existence we are very aware what is going on with us, it will lead us to the ultimate of learning our lessons in this life, because all about this is learning lessons and grow. This life is designed to grow, Master, as you teach us. And we must we must raise above illness, above sufferings. This is the key of the healing process, and leave our body to heal itself using the natural things, because we are part of the nature. All our atoms in our structures is the same that are in the nature. So we must leave the nature to do his own healing, using it at the masterfully way, in the masterfully
unfortunately,
way.
we think that you are, as observer, we are separate, and we can master the nature, and then to separate of them. This is the wrong.
Yes. The idea of conquering nature.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to harmonize with nature. We cannot conquer nature because we are part of nature,
Yeah.
but we can harmonize with nature.
We are not conquistador of ourselves.
No, absolutely not.
Professor Nietzsche, I think you are always the last one who is speaking, but the most distinguished also guest. So please.
So my keywords just at the end of this special show are based on integration, harmonizing, and inner self-coherence. Why? Because like our distinguished guest said, we must integrate with the nature. Outside nature and inside nature. We must harmonize with the nature. We must harmonize the new knowledge with our very old knowledge, that the old knowledge nowadays is not updated. So that's why even matter and energy, and by the help of physics, quantum physics, we should renew all the disciplines and all the sciences, and as soon as it is possible, because we are responsible for the new supreme universal consciousness of this earth, of this planet. And the third keyword is, how can we assure our inner self-coherence? This is what we have to develop for the future. And what I want to underline, and I'm here just very happy because our distinguished Sri Vasudeva is here, I want to underline the linking between his knowledge, a very old knowledge, and our old Romanian space. Because he already visited, when he came for the first time in Romania, he asked me, please, you have here a very special mountain, I want to go to see and visit Sphinx. So after that visit, he said, yes, but there is also a very special cave. So he visited the special cave, Yalomichara cave. So you see, his old roots are also the roots from Romanian space. And if you are going to the deepest wisdom of Zamolxis, you know that during Zamolxis' consciousness that happened in this Carpathian space, not only in Romania, even closing Romania area, the old consciousness was based on the fact that when we have been born, the old Zamolxian people, they were crying, but when they were dying, they were laughing. So you see, the immortal consciousness is now brought by quantum physics. The immortal consciousness is brought once again from the roots of the Hindu people, starting with Krishna, then with the same Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. The immortal consciousness and thinking is once again brought by our distinguished guest, Sri Vasudeva. If I'm going to Mr. Dr. Aluka, she's telling us that cancer can be, of course, healed with our inner self tools, because we have this capacity. And Mr. Dr. Dinesh is coming with the Ayurvedic approach that is also a very old ancient tradition. So you can see, as a matter of fact, we are not at all separated. We are in the same planet, we are in the same time and space. If we transcend, if we succeed to transcend, and we must do it in this life, then we can all the time be in the same state of happiness. And just before, the people, then not only the Romanian people, they must know that there is a special law, let's say a special decision. It was the decision number 65/309 coming from United Nations. And where is written that all the people and all the states must immediately go and design policies oriented to happiness of the people. So why not let us speak about peace once again, because when peace is coming, it is easier even for the politicians and for the states to lead this planet. So the supreme consciousness and the superior one can be based on the teaching of our distinguished guest and not only.
Thank you, Professor Nitsa. Master Sri Vasudeva, it was an honor to enjoy and to feel your energy here in the studio. And thank you, doctors, thank you for being here to heal ourselves. And please conclude our program with your powerful message, and thank you again.
Thank you for listening today to a message of hope, a message of truth. That we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Certainly life is challenging for all of us in the human experience. Death, disease, negative emotions, hate, loneliness, depression, negative thoughts, low self-esteem and failure. But deep within us there is hope. There is hope for all of us. If only we will observe this experience carefully, even when challenged, and begin to see what it's doing to us, and take another look. Is there something more around me? Is there something that I can find that can take me deeper into that healing space, into that happiness space, into that peaceful space? And like the Bible says, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be open to you. So if we open up ourselves to that wisdom that is in the universe, certainly it's going to come to us. Certainly it's going to come to us. So today, my message to you is a message of hope. That deep within us, at the very core of our being, is the divine existing as immortal consciousness, as spiritual consciousness. Let's open up the space, and peace, love, and goodness will take us there. Open up the space. Let's live from that space. We know that space deep within our hearts. That space calls us. Let's take the responsibility of bringing that space every day, in every word that we speak, in every thought that we think, in every action that we perform. Let's bring that divine consciousness of peace, of love, of goodness, of understanding into this space. My prayer is that this country will rise in its beauty of its innate spirituality. It's a spiritual country. Your country is a spiritual country. And let it shine out to our world that one day we may have a world of light, a more peaceful, more loving, more understanding world. We need that world today. And like the Mahatma Gandhi said, let's be the change that we want to see in the world. So I leave you with that message. Let's be the change that we want to see in the world. Thank you so much for listening to me, listening to us, and to the message of the Blue Star. The God within me bows to the God within you. Thank you. I'm very happy to be in Romania today. I want to thank you for the invitation to speak to you. I have a message today that I think the whole world needs to hear. And that is how to live, learn how to live the human experience masterfully and fully. I call it a human experience because we are not just physical beings as we are told. Listen to these words. We are not just physical beings as we've been told. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. What does a spiritual being mean? It means, as we are told by ancient cultures, that we are not matter, but we are consciousness. And in the modern physics of today, we are learning a lot about the observer. We are learning a lot about that conscious being that is inside, that is observing an entire human experience. Are you ready for this? Are you ready to take a step to know who you are? A consciousness being in a human experience. Today, I take you on a journey in the inner world that you may begin to be aware that you're much more than a physical being.